Hey, welcome back. Oh my god, the titties, they bounced for no reason.
Knuckles.
They just bounced for no reason.
They did.
Oh my god, they're so huge.
They're quite bizarre.
Like, proportional to her, they are like easily like E or F cup.
This is Welcome Back.
Tits.
This is a show about
Knackles.
Rouge's boobies.
Yes, this Rouge's Rack.
Rouge's Rack.
Welcome back to Rouge's Rack.
That was funny. That was so funny.
Alright, how do you... Oh, this motherfucker.
I just gotta beat his ass.
Oh,
Ah! Oh!
they wanna have fun.
Oh!
Oh, girls, they wanna
Knuckles,
have
you fuckboy.
fun.
This fight. I just really wish I could manipulate my camera on these.
Yeah,
so I
that'd
could see
be
where
nice.
The fuck he is.
The fact
It
that
would be awesome if I could like tell
can't
where I'm going.
Remember when I was explaining that brain thing
Oh god.
before?
Yes.
The second you said that about the
Brain
camera,
broken.
and then I looked, and
then you feel really stressed out.
Yeah.
Because you're like, what?
What? You
Why
can't
would they do
move
that?
it. You can't turn it.
Why would they hate you like that?
Oh god! I'm
Look
like,
at in the floaties. It's
fucking
just
head.
oh. Come on, bitch.
every good decision in this game is beset
Followed
by
a
like
bad
6
decision.
bad
It's
decisions.
like watching Sword Art Online.
It's not as bad as watching Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
I can't put it in that camp.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I can't say it's as bad as that. I don't know. Maybe season like part 1, the Aincrad arc.
We did it.
I could put it on par with the Aincrad arc.
Yeah.
But that's 3 out of 10 for me.
Aincrad arc.
So that's not
I
a
said this was a
compliment.
better ending. By
This
far.
does have a better ending.
I like how like this
Fucking
pole wasn't
magma
there,
looks
and yeah, this magma.
awful.
Alright, we've seen this. In the pyramid, cannon countdown 58 minutes, bitch.
Alright. No one
Yeah, I
cares.
don't care anymore. Cosmic Wall.
Oh, this is the worst one, isn't it?
Oh god,
this
here
is
we
the
go.
one.
Dr. Eggman in space. This is
the
exactly
one-
what I want to do.
This is the one that's like fucking 15 minutes long,
this
right?
is I remember this being pretty weighty. I'm sure it's because we sucked as kids too.
No, because
and,
we were
like,
I'm talking about when we were watching the JMU stream.
Uh-huh.
There's a
I don't
part
remember
here,
watching it that much.
dude. We watched like 10 minutes of them doing
Oh,
one
God.
part in this level.
This was sucked.
This is the
I forgot they were
last
streaming that. That's
Is
right.
this the last Eggman level?
Yeah.
Okay, then there's a part that
Besides
they were stuck on for
the
10
final
minutes.
chapter where he plays everyone.
Right. Maybe it was that.
Nah, 'cause that's not very long.
Is it in space like this though?
I think it's in the space station.
And then it's not this. I mean, then it was. What they were
The
playing.
space
was this.
colony arc.
Oh man.
God.
The Ark of the Covenant.
Space, the final frontier.
I'm in space.
The last.
It's cool
the
how
last
they introduced this
place.
mechanic of like floating.
Yeah.
You know, like you jump higher,
Because
there's
there's
no
less
gravity.
gravity.
Gravitons.
Fuck my ass. Okay.
But I guess the less gravity only applies if you've just jumped and not if you're falling.
Yeah.
And using the boost. Whatever. There's giant. What are these giant pyramid things?
I don't
like,
know.
What
They're
the fuck
they're
are
blocky
they?
things. People just like to build things to be incredibly like hazardous and annoying. In the case that like some blue hedgehog asshole or some evil scientist is gonna come wreck their shit, the government likes to put crazy blue blob monsters and fucking all kinds of shit in the way. Like I always wonder who navigates this shit when it's just a normal work day. Like how do they get through this shit like on their way to work or like trying to install the lights on like the bridge over there? Like fuck my ass. Okay. Who is the guy who does maintenance on all this shit? And like, do the robots attack him?
I wonder if anyone's gonna like start questioning why we say "fuck my ass" all the time.
Yeah, I was thinking about explaining that because to me it's just
probably
so
better
normal.
left unexplained.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining someone like catching on like, man, they say "fuck my ass"
They
a
just-
lot. Do they
their
really
ass
want
has
to
a
get
yearning.
fucked in the ass? Like Jesus Christ.
Oh, to ye who is less vulgar than I apologize.
No apologies needed.
I always get that weird feeling when I realize I'm in a like I'm hanging out with people who don't know me.
Right.
And, like, I don't know their level of, like, what they can handle in terms of being vulgar. I mean, it helps that I usually hang out with, like, film students, and we're all kind of the same. But then I'll hang out with, like, some normal-ass people, and it's just like, oh, shit. Like, I am a horrible, vulgar person. I say some terrible, terrible things.
Yeah. It's definitely weird for someone like me, because my audience is like that side of me doesn't come through a whole lot in my analysis videos.
Oh, yeah.
Where, like, in everyday life, I am horrifically vulgar of a person.
Very, very, very vulgar.
My sense of humor is purely naughty.
Bad. It's just terrible.
Right.
We're the worst.
So, like, you know, people always say that it's weird when, like, my facade slips in my videos when I swear randomly or, like, crack some kind of off-color joke, and it's like, where the fuck did that come from? Because it's not like Plinkett where he's doing it constantly, or Egoraptor or something. It's just
and it's
out
not
of
like
nowhere.
you're trying to censor yourself ordinarily either.
Right? No, I'm not. I'm not trying to censor myself. It's just that the way I write happens to sound very professional most of the time until I say something really expressive like that. You know.
Okay.
So it is definitely an odd combo, but then, like, you get onto the After Dark channel, and that's much closer to, like, my everyday life, where it's just, like, candidly me being dumb. And, you know, there's definitely some audience members who see that, and they're like, oh,
yeah,
I had no idea that you were like
you were
this, you know?
guy. You were this, like, stupid, fucking crude bastard.
I mean, that's what I expect of everyone.
Yeah,
so
I
when
usually
people
expect people
are weirded out by it, I'm like, really?
Because they're
that's
putting you on a
everyone,
pedestal.
right?
They're thinking you're, like, so smart, and then, like, they see you.
I don't
especially
expect anyone to
when
be.
you're not the kind of person who can handle, like, people being intelligent
never heard
and
of-
also making, like, dirty jokes.
I've never heard of anyone who doesn't make dirty jokes.
There's sort of
who
an
wasn't a
immaturity to
pretentious
it. Like, you're probably
asshole.
a prude. You're probably like a high schooler who's being offended by these things.
I don't know that you have to be a high
Like, I don't
schooler
know.
to be a pretentious asshole.
But yeah, you can be a prude.
Like, I
But
could
it's
easily see, like, someone like Roger Ebert, who I love,
Uh-huh.
being like, ugh, like, scoffing
Well,
at
he's
my kind of
old.
humor. Well, he's dead.
Yeah, I mean, he's dead now, but he was old.
But I'm just saying, like, you know,
Yeah.
even you can be someone who's cool and knows what they're talking about and is smart and still be a pretentious asshole about certain things, you know?
Yeah.
It's just that, like, that's not the kind of person I could ever hang out with, you know?
Yeah.
I can't hang out with people who don't have, like, a dirty sense of humor.
Exactly, because it's gonna get awkward.
Right.
You're gonna make a joke and they're not gonna laugh. It's gonna be like, That's like the
Right.
most important thing for me with, like, making new friends and hanging out with people is, like, do they share my sense of humor? Are they gonna laugh at my horrible jokes?
They don't have to make the jokes as bad as I do, you know? They just they need to be able to appreciate my humor.
It's just like, are they gonna laugh at the shit I say, or is it gonna be awkward
Right.
and it's gonna go over their head, or they're just gonna, like, think I'm weird?
Right.
Then it's not fun. It's like, you don't want to hang out with that person.
Like, I
It's
have
a very important thing for me.
I have a couple of
And
friends
it's like,
who are like,
it's
they
no
don't-
offense to the people who don't get it, or, like, but then it's like,
I have
you're not gonna
friends
hang out
who-
with them as much.
I have friends who don't make offensive jokes, but who like hearing
Yeah.
other people's offensive
Who
jokes.
don't mind.
you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. He's still find it funny.
But yeah, I don't know. When people give me shit for being offensive, it is always a drive to be more offensive.
I know. It just makes you go like, oh my god, like, you buzzkill. Like, just get out of here.
The funny thing is, I legitimately get offended myself when
Yeah.
people take offense to things. So I can't. It's like pure hypocrisy. I'm willing to admit that, but it is like a legitimate level of offense. I always feel like Jay-Z's verse in "So Appalled" by Kanye West.
A certain extent where it's like, I have more respect for people who have been offended by something I say, and then I can just be like, you know, I'm sorry. Than people who go, oh, that could offend someone. Don't make that joke.
Yeah,
that's what bothers me. It's like, if you are offended, I'm sorry.
I've never spoken to anyone who was offended for themselves. I've only ever heard of people being offended for other people.
I hate when people are offended for other people. It's like,
because
you don't know.
If you're offended for yourself and you're a decent person, you probably feel like it's your fault.
Probably, yeah.
To some extent. Because, I mean, it really is your problem.
Yeah.
You know, like, because there's certain stuff that I can't handle, you know, and I will not blame the person who said it. I blame myself for not being able to handle it. You know, that's my mental hang-up. That's my issue. It's not their issue, you know. There's certain images that I cannot see that everyone else thinks is normal and fine with.
Yeah. I'm
not going to describe.
Oh, God.
Why would you say that? I'm going to actually bleep that.
Oh, God. I didn't think that was seriously gonna be what you
meant. I don't ever mention it because I don't want people to, you know, to send pictures or something.
Oh my God.
So I've deliberately avoided that. But there's some stuff I can't look at. And,
it's gonna be so hilarious when that bleeds. Or the people are gonna think it's like they're gonna have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Oh,
I hope so. But yeah, there's some stuff I can't look at. But I would never tell other people, oh, you can't post that, like, oh, post a trigger warning, because when I see that, I freak out. You know, like, it's my problem. It's my fault, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to get mad at someone else or get, like, offended at them. I'm just, yeah, whatever. I have a problem, you know? Like, that's how you should be. You should be hoping you can get over that.
Maybe... I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm not even gonna say anything because I agree, but then
people getting mad for other people is something I see all the time, and people getting mad for themselves is incredibly rare. And I've never seen someone do it without being somewhat like I could tell that they feel weird about admitting that they're offended.
I mean, someone the other day, it was in my Japanese class, and we have this really fucking dark Japanese textbook. Like, it makes some weird jokes, but like, there was a thing where we're learning how to say like, please don't do whatever, and then there were like phrases accompanied by pictures. One of the pictures is a woman standing on top of a building with her shoes and a note beside her. She's crying, and it's like she's about to jump off the building. There's a guy going like, please don't die. That was the phrase. So there's just this instance of suicide in the book.
Right.
And so one day, we're going to act out these scenes. Like, we're doing, like, a role-play skit thing. And one of the scenes to act out was Please Don't Die. And so I was like, okay, obviously I'm going to do this one. Right. Because that's, like, the theme of my life is, like, suicide. And so, like, I'm gonna be the guy who can do the suicide joke. And I'm going to do this. And then, like, I'm talking about what I'm going to do with, like, my partner. And then this girl across the class looks at me and she goes, like, I know this is a casual class, but, like, don't be a jackass about it. And I was just like, whoa, and she looked like frightened, and I was just kind of like, oh shit, I offended someone, didn't I? And then like after class she comes up and she apologizes to me. She's just like, you know, she had a friend who killed herself at some point, and so like it just immediately freaked her out when she saw that. And I was just kind of like,
Victor, this would have been exactly what I said. I would have said, I've been suicidal most of my life.
That's what I told her.
I deal with it through comedy, so fuck off.
I mean, I didn't want to tell her to fuck off because, you know, I do respect this person. It's not like I hate her, and you can't blame someone for having like a frightened jerk reaction to that where they weren't ready for it. You know, they're put in this state of like heightened sensitivity or frustratedness, and then they might like say something they didn't mean, or they might have took it too far. And then it's like, well, okay, so I didn't hold it against her. After she explained that to me.
I got so mad because
but if she had made the joke like she didn't have experience with that, and was just like telling me I needed to censor myself just in case someone was, I'd be like, I am the guy who would be offended by this.
Right,
like,
exactly.
You can't tell me. That's this is my life.
When I made my video about my channel going down, the joke was I had the 2 airsoft guns, and I was trying to kill myself with them, and I got a bunch of people who were like, you can't make suicide jokes, it's offensive. And I was like, look, I was suicidal for like most of my life.
It's like, if it's gonna offend anyone, it's gonna be me. Well, actually, I mean, it offends more, I think, most of the time, is the people who have known people who committed
someone
suicide.
Who committed suicide. But it's like,
because
as someone who was suicidal, and dude, the perfect quote for this came from Jesse Wood, because he said, it's almost universally accepted that the best way to deal with bad situations is to make light of them, to make fun of them, and yet we have all these people saying, oh, don't make fun of that. It's a bad thing that happened to someone. It's like, that's how you get over those situations.
You can't bury yourself in
that was another feelings. Hilarious explosion.
And you can't repress those.
All right, this has gotten too deep. This is the end of this episode. End of the episode. Done. Goodbye.
Oh, we're almost at the end.